Today we are fixing bleach gone wrong. So we're going to go over this again and help her out. This is a lesson, do not do it yourself, get a friend round. So we go on to Tesco's or Superdrugs or Boots, or I don't know about the USA, but they do Jerome Russel BBlonde High Lift Bleach, which lifts up to 6 to 9 shades, which is brilliant for this kind of job. And with that you get the bleach powders that come in the box, and then separately you have to buy, which some people don't and they forget until they get home, you have to buy these little pots, which are like, how much are they?
£1.70.
£1.70 each. So we've got 4 of these, 4 bleaches I believe, powders, and then all you do is get a pot, like this kind of unclean one, get a brush and mix them together. This was from a pound shop actually, wasn't it? Yeah. You've got the big, I'm going to use this little brush because I can get more into like the little crannies and stuff without paddling her neck with this one. So what you want to do, you want to start off with 4 sections. Mine are not massively clean sections at the minute. And then get your first bit down. You want them straight in the middle and kind of like a cross, but like a weird kind of angled cross. And then you want to do it section by section so that you can have a full coverage. Make sure you're wearing something protective because bleach stinks. So once mixed, you're going to get like a, I don't even know what that is. It's like a bluey, purpley kind of colour. Make sure you've mixed it well, because sometimes you get like hidden powder sitting underneath that hasn't been mixed. I've used 2 powder bleaches and 2 of the peroxide, and I feel like there's a bit left in that one, and there is. Wear protective gloves if you're the one handling the bleach, and you can kind of do it on yourself if you're going all over, but you're going to have to just like literally, it's called a bleach bath. This, make sure it's come out into a nice consistency. What you want to do, if your hair's long, is go for the ends first, and if you've got virgin roots, you go for them last. So you go for the lengths, sorry, you go for the ends, then the lengths, then the roots. But here, she's already bleached this, so it's basically all in the same kind of condition, just a different kind of colour. But this down here is more virgin than the top, I would say. But I'm bleach bathing in the lightest way possible. So it's not really like highlights, it's not a very in and out job, it's just kind of all over to make sure you get full coverage. I don't think there's any like right way of doing this, it's just kind of whatever works best for you. But I've bleached loads of people's hair, mainly family, and my own once upon a time, and this is how I'd go about it, even though clearly I can't get to the back of my own head. I used to literally just dip my hands in it and just kind of throw it all over. You want to make sure you've got full coverage. Open it up, have a look, make sure you've lifted up underneath and gone underneath. Try not to get on the skin too much, I'm going to wipe that off in a minute. But you're going to have to go on the skin a little bit around this bit, because you need to get all of it, otherwise you're going to put your hair up one day and have loads of dark roots. When you've got one of your layers down, you lift it up and go up underneath. Depending how thick you're doing it, unless you have really thin layers, then don't worry too much about doing that, but always check that it's full covered everywhere. You can do like some really thin layers and then it will probably sink right through, but you'll probably be there all day. The idea is, for me, is to not be sitting there all day, because the longer it's on, the more one half's going to be done and the other half's not. That's my motto. Like I said, everyone does it differently. As you can see, the previous job, it's hard, but bleach is kind of easier than like a brown colour, because you can see the hair changing a bit more. But I'm literally just bleach bathing this to get it fully and utterly covered, as you can see. Really. I've bleached all the hair. I just done exactly what I said to do on top, and then some people can use Vaseline to stop it going on the skin, like you mentioned, but be very careful it doesn't go into the roots, because then it basically blocks off the bleach. Well, usually with hair dye it does anyway. With henna it will block off it getting dyed there. As you can see, make sure when you're finished you go all through it, lift it, double check, rub it, make sure it's all properly in, leave it a little while and go through it again just to check that it is all covered. And then there's not really a time limit to leave it on for. I wouldn't leave it on too long, because then your hair will fall off. But just keep checking, like what we're doing. We're looking at it. I've obviously started off at the bottom, so that's got a very nice colour so far, and we finished at the top. So once that joins that colour, it'll be time to come off. This lovely blonde colour, I would say to use a toner, which we will be doing, but we're going to let our hair rest for a little while. But the wet hair looks like this and will make you panic, but once it's dry, it looks really nice. Final look, which is lovely. I've advised her to do a toner, which we're going to do soon, but like I said, we're going to let the hair rest. Love it, love it.